You know this feeling, right? It's honestly the worst. You've been running around all day, answering emails, jumping on calls, just busy. But then you get to the end of the day, you look back, and you think, wait, what did I actually do today? What did I build? It's a feeling almost all of us know too well. But what if you could change that? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. We're not hunting for some single magic bullet solution. Instead, we're going to build a personalized toolkit, a set of strategies to help you finally master your time and your focus. So here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the big problem, the productivity paradox. Then we'll dive into the core skills you need, prioritizing what's important, organizing your day for success, and executing with focus. And to wrap it all up, we'll look at how to optimize everything by working with your brain, not against it. All right, let's start with this idea of the productivity paradox. It's really the heart of why so many of us feel that constant, unproductive busyness. I mean, we have more apps, more tech, more everything than ever before, so why does it feel like we're just spinning our wheels? Well, here's the thing. The very nature of our work has totally transformed. We are bombarded with a nonstop stream of inputs, emails, Slack pings, meeting requests, you name it. And the classic to-do list, it just wasn't built to handle that kind of chaos. Our old methods have officially been broken by the modern world. So, if the old way is broken, where do we even begin? We start by getting crystal clear on what actually deserves our attention. This isn't about doing more things, it's about doing the right things. And one of the most powerful and, frankly, simplest tools for this is the Eisenhower Matrix. Yep, named after President Dwight D. Eisenhower. It's a brilliant framework that helps you sort every single task based on two simple questions. Is it urgent? And is it important? And trust me, understanding that difference is a game changer. What's so great about this is how it forces you to be honest with yourself. Quadrant 1, do, is for your real fires and deadlines. Quadrant 2, schedule, this is where the magic happens. This is your deep work, your big goals. Quadrant 3, delegate, is for things that scream urgent but aren't actually your job. And Quadrant 4, remove. These are the time wasters. Get them out of there. Now, let's look at another philosophy, and it's summed up perfectly by this incredible quote. This is the big idea behind a method called Eat the Frog. So what exactly is your frog? It's that one big, important, kind of scary task. You know, the one you're probably already dreading just thinking about. The idea is simple. Do that thing first. When you eat your frog before you do anything else, you score this huge win early on, and that momentum can carry you through the entire day. Okay, you've figured out what matters. Now what? The next step is to actually build a structure for your day. This is how you turn those good intentions into a real concrete plan. And a wonderfully simple way to do this is the 1-3-5 rule. It's great because it accepts reality. Not all tasks are the same size. So each day, you aim for one major task, that's probably your frog, 3 medium-sized tasks, and 5 small, quick things. It keeps your daily plan realistic and balanced. Now, if you need something a bit more heavy-duty, there's a system called Getting Things Done, or GTD, and this really gets to the heart of it. A normal to-do list means you're trying to keep track of everything in your head. GTD is all about getting every single one of those things out of your head and into an external, trusted system. You basically build an external brain so your actual brain can be free to think and create. I know it might sound complicated, but the workflow is actually pretty straightforward. First, you capture everything, every idea, task, whatever, into one place. Then you process each item and ask, can I do something about this? If yes, you organize it onto the right list. You have to review your lists regularly to keep them fresh, and all of that makes the final step, do, so much easier. And this is what a trusted system can look like. This example is from an app called OmniFocus, which is super popular with GTD fans. You can see how everything is sorted into projects with clear next actions. It brings a sense of calm and total clarity, even when you have a million things going on. All right, you've prioritized, you've organized, now comes the final boss, actually doing the work in a world that is practically engineered to distract you at every turn. So let me introduce you to the Pomodoro technique. It was invented back in the 80s by a guy named Francesco Cirillo, who used a kitchen timer shaped like a tomato. And Pomodoro is just Italian for tomato. It's all about creating short, intense sprints of pure focus. The rhythm is simple, but it is so effective. You set a timer for 25 minutes and you work on one thing. No email, no phone, nothing. When the timer goes off, you have to take a 5-minute break. Get up, walk around. After you do 4 of those cycles, you earn a longer break, like 15 or 30 minutes. Now, why is that uninterrupted focus so critical? Because this number right here is absolutely terrifying. Research has shown that it takes our brains, on average, over 23 minutes to fully get back on track after just one interruption. So every time you glance at a notification, you're not losing a few seconds. You're potentially losing the next 23 minutes of deep focus. So for our last section, let's tie all of this together and look at the science of why these tools actually work. Because the best systems aren't just about forcing yourself to be disciplined. They're about understanding your own biology. Look, our brains aren't machines that run at 100% all day long. We all have a natural energy cycle, a circadian rhythm. For most of us, our brain is at its sharpest in the morning. Then we get that classic post-lunch dip and maybe a little recovery in the afternoon. This is exactly why eating the frog works so well. You're tackling your hardest task when your brain is already at its peak. Ultimately, all of these systems work because they're designed for how our brains are actually wired. They lower your cognitive load, because we can't juggle that much in our heads at once. They reduce decision fatigue by making the what's next choice ahead of time. And they boost your motivation every time you check something off the list, creating this really satisfying reward loop. And this stuff really, really matters. A huge study found that when people have the autonomy to organize their own work, the very thing these tools give you, it can reduce burnout by a staggering 43%. So this isn't just about cramming more work in, it's about making work feel better and more sustainable. Which brings us to the most important point of all. There is no perfect one-size-fits-all system. The real goal here is to see all of these ideas, the Eisenhower matrix, GTD, Pomodoro, as individual tools. Your job is to experiment, play around, and build a personalized toolkit that fits your brain, your job, and your life. So I'll leave you with this question. You have the tools now. You have the blueprints. Forget about everything else for a second and just focus on one thing. What is that single most important task, your one big frog, that you are going to commit to doing first thing tomorrow?